My name is Jacob Andrewartha and I'm a member of Socialist Alliance. I'd like to start off by making an acknowledgement that we're currently gathering here today on stolen land, the land of the Wurundjeri of the Kulin Nation. They are the custodians of this land who are very much have been at the forefront of opposing the nuclear industry in Australia because they have been the ones who have disproportionately been impacted by the impacts of nuclear. Now, I want to express my solidarity with the organisers of this protest and the Korean community. And within Socialist Alliance, we absolutely condemn the decision by the Japanese government to release radioactive waste into the Pacific Ocean. And we stand in solidarity with everyone across the world who is opposing this reckless decision. The mass protests that have occurred in South Korea opposing Japan's dumping of radioactive wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the Pacific Ocean is expiring. But this condemnation has not just come from South Korea, it has come from Japan's own citizens. It has also come from the Pacific Islands and to the environment movement as a whole. This is a global movement that is growing every day, and this protest is very much part of that. Moreover, I think this issue is also very much about democratic rights in a lot of ways and the right to have a safe and clean environment. I've actually remembered that this decision to release wastewater has actually been announced for quite a long time. Well, not that long, like for the past 2 years. But ever since this decision was announced by the Japanese government in 2021, there has been clear opposition from civil society on all fronts in this issue. I remember there were reports of protests in Japan and South Korea since 2001 opposing this decision. The fact remains that when the Japanese government made this decision to release radioactive wastewater into the Pacific Ocean, those are the voices they were ignoring when they made that decision. In fact, when it has been reported by organisations in Japan, such as Friends of the Earth Japan, but when they came to consult people about this decision, the only consultative meetings that were held was with representatives of industry groups and local government officials of their choice. This reflects the fact that under this capitalist society we live under, the only concerns that matter when it comes to making decisions that impact on the environment and the health of the people are those are economic considerations. When working people actually have the right to a safe and healthy environment, and our interests should be the ones that take precedence. And I think another thing that has to be pointed out, we're seeing a lot of hypocrisy from Western governments closely aligned with Japan, who at this point refuse to condemn this decision by the Japanese government. But actually it's worse. It's not like they're ignoring it. They're actually they're sending out press releases celebrating the decision and thinking that Japan has acted in the best interest of everyone. In Australia, the government had released such a media release, and they openly endorsed the decision without even stating any concerns that have been brought up by broader society. And I think it's great that No AUKUS Vic was speaking here, because I think this issue of dumping of nuclear waste also cannot be disentangled from the actions of the governments from Japan to Australia to the United States, who are deliberately attempting to militarise the Pacific Ocean as part of their war drive against China. That is why I think it is very important that we have to link opposition to the Fukushima waste dumping to the issue of opposing militarism in the Asia Pacific. Because if all these Western governments who are celebrating this decision are already committed to militarising the Asia Pacific to provoke a war against China, from their perspective, I think they don't really have any concern about the broader the environment. They will justify any decision that occurs within the Pacific, including the dumping of radioactive wastewater into the Pacific Ocean, regardless of how it impacts on people. And I'd like to thank the organisers for me speaking. Finish here.